Hey there, Michael Kuhlman here. It's a rainy day here in Altamont Springs, Florida. Um, Thanks for clicking on the video. The clip you're about to watch is part of actually like an hour and 40 long minute video that I kind of put together where I reviewed a bunch of other books and authors, the books off my shelf. So if you're interested in this clip, check out that larger video. Thank you for clicking on the video. Let's keep going on with politics. I read this book, great book, Fear, Trump in the White House by Bob Woodward. If you don't know anything about Bob Woodward, he is like a well-respected journalist. He's like 78 years old or 80 or something. And he's written about 8 presidents in the past, Republican, Democrat. From everything I've seen of him, this is the only book I've read from him, but talking with like my dad who's read a bunch of his books, and just sort of his general reputation and respect is that he's nonpartisan, I mean, he's obviously political. I don't want to say non-political, but non-party. And Bob Woodward wrote about leading up to Trump's election and then Trump's first year in office. This came out like maybe 1 year in. I mean, let's look up exactly. Let me tell you. So this came out in 2018. And Trump was elected in 2016 and then took the oath in 2017. And this came out, I remember, pretty early on. And so, like he talks about, the book opens up in the prologue in September 2017 in the eighth month of the Trump presidency. And he just talks about, does a lot of interviews with people who left the administration like early on. And so it was just total chaos. This book, and as well as the other sources, I mean, there's just truth in here. Trump is an erratic leader, yells at people, absolutely rules by fear, rules by just firing people, blowing up at people. You have professionals that it's such an honor if the president asks you to work for the White House, for the administration. But then if you have a leader who isn't presidential and doesn't treat people correctly, it's not a good fit. And this is the most powerful office arguably in the world. So, I mean, it's just not good. And it's good that we have journalists like detailing this. And I didn't vote for Trump. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I don't like the Democrats. I don't think they do things very effectively. I think only truly someone who says they're Republican or Democrat is either running for office or they're in D.C. I don't think most Americans in any of the other 49 states outside of Virginia and Maryland, the other 48 states, like super identify with the Republican Party or Democrat Party. And I don't either. I mean, I just think that I definitely have leanings that probably are more liberal, more Democrat than Republican. I voted for Obama. I voted for Hillary Clinton. I didn't like Hillary Clinton. Nobody liked Hillary Clinton. But yet, it was better than Trump. But Trump wasn't even a Republican, yada, yada, yada. I'm not saying anything that anyone else hasn't heard. But just look at the raw person and the leadership capabilities of the individual. And take the politics out of it. And I would read this and be interested in it if it was written about Obama in 2009 or 10, like in the first 2 years of his presidency. So this book was super fascinating. It's just really good to hear about like the background behind when Trump talked with the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong, whoever it was, there was meetings back and forth about how they should approach North Korea, and then Trump said one thing like, "Oh, I will deal with that in this way," and then within hours of the meeting ending goes and makes a radical tweet calling him Rocket Man. And it's like, this is really bad. You don't screw up relations with another world leader, especially North Korea. And it was totally against the script, like totally against. We sat down and had a meeting, and we had like brainstorming sessions. And I know this too because I work in a department for a hospital nearby, and we have meetings where we make recommendations to the higher ups and say you should do this process, that process. And it'd be good if they followed what we say. You don't have to take everything that we say. You do it your own way. You're an executive. You're going to make your own decision. But me with the data nearby, like I'm trying to give you good recommendations, and you know more than me, so you're going to make the ultimate decision. But Trump just has these meetings and then totally goes off script and does something crazy. And it's like, that's not good leadership. So it's good that we're outlining. I don't read tons of books like this, but this one was really good. And so, yeah, I had a good time reading that one. Oh. All right. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for anything I'm saying. We're getting crazy here a little bit. The last couple, and I want to end with one of my favorite books. I read most of this, His Final Battle, about arguably our best president of all time, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR. And FDR was confined to a wheelchair. He was the president before, like, from 1930 to 1943 or something like that. He was elected 4 times, and then the 4th time he did not want to run, but the American people sort of forced him to run, and he was a great president, one of the best of all time. He was a Democrat, put in a bunch of social systems, started Social Security. I believe he did the highways, got us out of a depression of the 30s, the Great Depression. Yeah, and just was a great president and beloved by all.